From the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, this is Tennessee Workforce Weekly. Here now is Chris Cannon.
Hi everyone and welcome to Tennessee Workforce Weekly. 40 years ago, apprenticeships were a way many Americans learned to trade, but that has fallen by the wayside. But apprenticeships are making a comeback. Denise Thomas is the Assistant Commissioner for the Workforce Services Division. And Denise, this is really a learn and earn kind of way to get an apprenticeship and a skill.
Absolutely. Earn and learn is becoming more popular, and apprenticeships have come surging back across the nation. And so earn and learn is a fantastic way for individuals to get the hands-on application for a new skill set and then have the opportunity to learn in the classroom as well.
Because they really did kind of fall by the wayside 20, 30 years ago, and why do you think that was?
Well, the primary factor, Chris, is baby boomers are retiring. And so a lot of the skills trades and other occupations, we're finding those people are starting to leave the workforce. And so now there's a shortage of those across the nation. And so no one can argue that apprenticeship has its place, and it's done great in this country. And so we start to see an emergence of apprenticeships now coming back to the forefront.
For someone who might not be familiar with an apprenticeship, what exactly is that? It's not an internship, it's not shadowing somebody, it's actually kind of being on the job learning.
Absolutely. An apprenticeship can be all of those things combined. The difference with apprenticeship is there's rigor, there's structure, there's academic structure to the program. So you're learning and working alongside individuals at the place of the employment, but you're also in the classroom learning some of the other things that are critical to get you the portable credentialing, because some individuals may go through an apprenticeship and they average 3 to 4 years. We're starting to see apprenticeships now maybe be on a shorter trajectory. But it's important that you have portable credentials, because even if you decide not to stay with the company after your apprenticeship is completed, your credentials allow you to go someplace else and have a leg up on the workforce.
So how does an apprenticeship differ from, say, a program at the TCAT or a community college here in Tennessee?
It actually encompasses some of that, Chris. If it's an actual structured apprenticeship program, the TCATs and the community colleges would be its sponsor. So essentially they would vet the curriculum that's a part of that apprenticeship program. And so therefore when someone is learning on the shop floor and they're spending time in the classroom, those two things are remarkably connected. And so you would have sort of your earn hours with the employer, but your learn hours is what guarantees you to have that portable credential in your hand, and that's the real meat of an apprenticeship program, and that it differs greatly from just job shadowing or on-the-job training, because there's no credential assigned to that type of program.
So you're a student, you're looking for maybe a new career, a skilled trade. How do you go about learning about an apprenticeship and finding somewhere to take this apprenticeship?
Well, naturally, we're going to tell you to contact our department, because we have individuals who are trained, they understand apprenticeships, and more importantly, they can connect you to all the resources that are out there, because there's so much information out there on apprenticeships, it's easy to get lost. So it's very important to connect with our department, and we can show you how to take it step by step.
So you said that once you learn, so say you're with a company for 3 years, you get that credential, do you have to stay with that company, or can you take it somewhere else?
You can take it someplace else. It's probably, the companies probably don't want to hear that, but you can take it someplace else. And that's the difference in an apprenticeship program, that the credential is portable, because life happens, right? People move on to different companies, they move on to different locations. And although we want to keep our talent in Tennessee, the reality is you may choose to go a different route. And so having the portable credential is what really matters, because they become stackable, and you can use those to even go even further in your career field.
The Department of Labor and Workforce Development teamed up with the Department of Economic and Community Development, and last month there was an apprenticeship tour across the state of Tennessee. Tell me about that tour and what you all hope to learn from the tour.
Yeah, we're so excited to have our great partners at Economic and Community Development. And the whole purpose of this was to really get out and educate individuals on apprenticeship across the state. There's so many myths out about apprenticeships, that it's just skilled trades, that it's just union, and none of those things are true. So this was really twofold. One, we wanted to get out and educate everyone about apprenticeships. And the second thing we wanted to do is to assess interest, to find out what's working out across the state, and how do we capitalize on that to make deeper investments into apprenticeships across our state. And so we're really excited about that, going all across the state, letting people know what's going on, and also putting a face to it as well, so individuals know if they have questions and or concerns, that we're here to help them along the way.
And the kickoff of that tour, it was really businesses where they're just learning more about what apprenticeship actually is, and then you wanted to know what their interests are. What are they looking for?
Absolutely, because that's so critical. Apprenticeships at its core must be employer driven. It's not us deciding what an employer needs, it's employers speaking for themselves to tell us what some of the challenges are. What are those core competencies that individuals must have to be successful? So having business at the center for apprenticeships is critical.
And the best place to learn more if you're an employer or someone who wants to be an apprentice, where should they go?
We're always here, so we'll always start with our department, but there's also a lot of resources, the federal resources for U.S. Department of Labor on apprenticeships. They have a toolkit that will walk you through every step of the way. If you're an employer, if you're a community college or TCAT that wants to be a sponsor, information is there as well. But again, we do have individuals who are trained to kind of help connect you to the right information as well.
A lot of great information. Denise, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
And thanks for watching this edition of Tennessee Workforce Weekly from all of us here at the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. We'll see you next time.